All right, let's dive into the supernatural thriller Jinn 2. You know the setup, a family road trip that goes horribly, horribly wrong. But this isn't just a random haunting. We're going to break down this chilling story of how one man's past literally comes back to demand a price. And yeah, that price is paid in blood. Okay, so this line right here, it's from our main character's psychiatrist. And man, does it set a creepy tone. Is he just talking about stress and hallucinations? Or is it something way more sinister? Like, maybe what you're seeing isn't the whole story. Or worse, maybe it's all too real.
So let's get into it. Section 1, A Family on Edge. It's all about a house divided by ambition. Now, at the heart of this whole thing is the Tandon family. They look perfect on the outside, right? But believe me, the foundation is just cracking, and that's what makes them so vulnerable to the nightmare that's waiting for them.
And this is the central problem, right here. The major fracture in the family. You've got Harsh, the dad, and his entire world revolves around one thing: business. It's all my business, my reputation, my name. But then you have his family, his wife Shalini and their kids Tanu and Sam. And they're just starving. Not for money, but for him. They couldn't care less about his next business deal. They just want to go on a vacation together.
So this family vacation to Nainital, it's not a happy little getaway. Nope, it's basically an intervention. His wife and even his psychiatrist are practically begging him to take a break. So Harsh finally, and I mean reluctantly, agrees. You can just feel it. This trip isn't starting with excitement. It's starting with this heavy sense of obligation he really wishes he could get out of.
Okay, on to section 2, The Road to Nowhere. And the subtitle says it all: a shortcut to isolation. The whole point of this trip was to bring them all closer, right? Well, one really bad, impatient decision is about to drive them into total, terrifying isolation instead.
And here's how it all goes down. It's like this perfect storm of bad choices. First, a huge traffic jam. The main highway is blocked for hours. So Harsh, being impatient, ignores everyone's warnings and takes this dark, deserted shortcut. Big mistake. Of course, what happens next? The car just dies. They're stranded, no phone signal, nothing. Then, out of the shadows, this strange guy appears and offers them a place to stay. They think, phew, we're saved. Nope, they've just walked right into the trap.
Which brings us to part 3. Prank or poltergeist? A boy's warnings and a family's disbelief. See, this is where the real horror starts to ramp up, and we see it all through the eyes of the son, Sam. Now, Sam is known for being a bit of a prankster, but what he starts seeing, these aren't jokes. Not at all. I mean, look at this stuff. Sam starts seeing things that just don't make sense. An empty kid's stroller just sitting there on the road. A doll covered in blood that just appears in the outhouse. At one point, his own hands are suddenly covered in blood, and then poof, it's gone. He even starts chanting creepy stuff like, "Everyone will die." For him, this terror is 100% real. So how does his family react to all this? They totally blow it off. He's just building up to a big prank, I'm telling you. Because he's the family prankster, they think this is all just an elaborate setup. They completely miss the real terror in his eyes. And that's the real tragedy here, right? The one time he is telling the absolute, horrifying truth, nobody believes him. And then it all comes crashing down. The prank turns into a full-blown tragedy. Sam is found dead. Just like that, the line between a joke and a real-life horror show is just gone. The family is thrown into a nightmare they can never wake up from. So now they're desperate, right? They get in the car and Harsh just floors it, try and get away. They drive and drive, and then they see a milestone, 232 kilometers to the nearest city. Okay, so he keeps driving, even faster. And the next milestone they see, it still says 232 kilometers. That's when it hits them. They're trapped in some kind of supernatural loop, forced back to that outhouse over and over again. All right, section 4, the sin of the past. A 2-year-old secret surfaces. So the big question is, why? Why is all this happening to them? Well, this isn't random. It's a targeted attack. And to get it, we have to go back 2 years to a really dark secret Harsh has been hiding. This is where it all comes down to karma. So here's the reveal. 2 years ago, on this exact same road, Harsh saw a terrible car crash. And who was in the car? His biggest business rival, Vinod Kumar, with his whole family. They were still alive, trapped, begging for help. And what did Harsh do? He saw an opportunity. He literally said, the competition is finished, and just left them there to die. He chose his career over their lives. He sacrificed a whole family for his own success.
And that leads us to our final section, karma's final bill, a debt paid in blood. Once you know what Harsh did, everything else just clicks into place, doesn't it? The isolation, the terror, it's all part of a revenge plan carried out from beyond the grave. This isn't just some random haunting. Oh no, this is karma, coming to collect. So the spirits, they're the ghosts of the Kumar family, the family Harsh left to die. And their goal? It's a twisted, perfect kind of poetic justice. See, they don't just want to kill Harsh. That's too easy. They want him to feel exactly what they felt. They want him to watch his own family die, one by one, and be completely powerless to stop it. And the revenge is so specific. It's chillingly parallel. The Kumar family lost their son, so Sam is the first to die. Vinod Kumar had to watch his wife die in despair, while Harsh has to watch his wife, Shalini, get driven mad by grief before she dies. It's an eye for an eye, a life for a life, a complete one-for-one repayment of his sin. And if there was any doubt about the motive, the ghost of Vinod Kumar says it loud and clear. You took our lives away from us. I want you to feel the pain of losing your loved ones. It doesn't get more direct than that. This is about making Harsh understand the exact pain he caused before he gets what's coming to him. So, in the end, after watching his entire family die, what's left of Harsh Tandon? The guy who wanted to be number one is left with absolutely nothing. Zero. No family, no business, no future. His ambition costs him literally everything. He's just left alone, in the dark, with only his guilt to keep him company. And that really leaves us with one last chilling question to think about. When the past comes back to haunt you, is it a ghost or is it guilt? I mean, sure, the film gives us vengeful spirits, but you have to wonder, is the real monster the ghost of some other person, or is it the ghost of your own terrible choices, finally rising up to tear you apart from the inside?